do one more song that I didn't write. It's one of my favorite songs. It's an old blues song by a gentleman named Rabbit Brown. Wrote it in the 1920s. It's called the James Alley Blues. I think John Walker calls it the Gambler's Blues. I don't know why. He might know more than I do. He's much smarter than I. So anyway, but thanks again to Rex for hosting this wonderful event. Very happy to be a part of it. You guys are all wonderful, so thank you for being here. This is also the most depressing song I know. So. Bear with me. Thank you, and I apologize.
Thank you, Rex.
Thank you, sir. We're almost done.
Is this working? I think
No.
we got it switched. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
There you go.
That might be better.
Oh, yeah.
We're almost done. As we've said before, This is Bill Clefcorn's place. He was over here at least once a week for probably 9 or 10 years, both at the old Mojave down on 48th and here. He met every Wednesday afternoon with his old retired buddies from Wesley. So this place is imbued with the Spirit, soaked in it, soaked up with it. I don't think Bill would say that imbued might be the right word. It's soaked with Bill. So we always have a benediction poem of Bill's, and we always have Terry Oberst read one. And he never tells me what it is. I don't want him to tell me what it is beforehand. I want to be surprised. It's out of Bill's Bible, the 400-page Swallowing the Soap, his collection of great poems. So, with that, Terry.
Sit down again?
Sure. Just have a seat.
Well, thank you, Rex. Everyone was just absolutely wonderful tonight. It was a beautiful evening. Last time we met, I wanted to read a poem by Bill about when he was younger. So I chose Collecting for the Wichita Beacon, which is about a kind of an intimate moment between an older, younger woman and Bill, with her husband being in the theater in Japan. And kind of a summer of 42 sort of a motif. And then I decided I'd like to read another one when Bill's approximately, probably about the same age, about 12 years old. And it's about Betty Lou and her riding on his handlebars, with the backdrop of a week or so later, the tragic cosmic tragedy of Nagasaki and Hiroshima. So I will attempt to read this. I like one of Roy's poems. The title segues right into the poem. So, the day I pedaled my girlfriend Betty Lou all the way around the paper route was a warm day in August of 45. Her name, warm as the day, her eyes no less dark than her hair, her skin unblemished ivory. How with one swipe of her own deft tongue, her red lips reddened. Shall I mention the following? That her teeth were white and immeasurably straight? They were. From where she stood on the cracked sidewalk in front of the drugstore, she called me. Her words, whatever they might have been, wonderfully urgent. I was pumping a purple Hawthorne bike. Its purple faded to a most delicate pastel. Was it the color of my motion astride it that commanded Betty Lou's dark eye? In less time than it takes to remember, she was sitting side saddle on that crossbar, her ivory fingers clutching below the handles, as if they meant to stay there for the duration. Clockwise, around the fringes of my small hometown, we circled. Twin sacks on either side of the Hawthorne, filled to the overflowing with the high black headlines of war. And a week from now, the message of victory, with its sickening undertones, will start its murmur. A-bomb, fallout, half-life, Hiroshima, radiation, ground zero, Nagasaki. Vocabulary sufficient to stun the most highly fortified of lexicons. Betty Lou, meanwhile, wore a pleated skirt, green as those leaves on the toiles, and her tan blouse, for all its cotton, could not entirely flatten the points of her breasts. Clockwise around the fringes of my small hometown, we circled. Betty Lou's thin legs hanging lovely and lofty from the crossbar, my pumping of that purple Hawthorne bike, stirring a breeze to send dark hair flowing into my face, my mouth, the mix of hair and of breath, that union that maybe believers mean when they sing of how beautiful heaven must be. So what do I remember? That the movement clockwise did not indefinitely last. That when I passed the backyard at Bullard's, and my buddies at basketball looked up and started to wave but didn't, I did. That trying not to sweat, I felt the moisture coursing the spine like a rivulet. That when I crashed the paper through Ruby Nelson's screen door, Betty Lou's laughter, out from the ivory palace of her mouth, gave me the strength of more than 100. That I can hear the sound of that laughter yet, eons beyond the lexicon, embodying A-bomb, fallout, half-life, Hiroshima, radiation, ground zero, Nagasaki. That the circle we finally finished is never finished. That the burned and wasted bodies of children, though gone, are never gone. Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I do know that next month in July, on July 7th, we will have an evening at Mojave here, and already Marge Sizer and her new book will be here with Kat Dixon from Omaha, from Backwaters Press, and we have a third poet that will be here that evening along with another songwriter. So do keep that in mind. Remember, the tip jar helps feed the hungry and the poet in all of us. And I thank you for coming, and I appreciate so much everyone being here at Mojave to celebrate the evening. Thank you, Mark Lowe, for your music, and thank you, writers, for being here and listening and stealing freely all these wonderful ideas that we've been listening to. So go out into the night and watch the sunset and enjoy our summer. Good night.
Thank you. Thanks, Rex. Yeah. Your way.
George, what's your name?